Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Fabulites. This is Angela, and I've got questions for you. What opens with an all-woman strategy session around the table about this telly stuff with her baby daddy to be, and what closes, or do they already have a child together? And what closes with a strategy session around the table with some women and a man and his perspective on this whole Telly and Deontay situation. If you guess WAGS Atlanta Season 1, Episode 6, I think this is Episode 6, you're correct. Thank you so much for clicking on the video and sticking around to see how we get from opening to close. And thank you, Miss Courtney Wilson, for being the first viewer of the other video. Whoop, whoop. And welcome, Miss Courtney and everybody else, and welcome back. And thank you so much for being one of my first 1,000 subscribers. It's not too late, I don't think. You better hurry up. It might be too late. We're working on 1,000. We're working. Working on 1,000. Come on. So go ahead and consider subscribing if you're not already a subscriber. Let us proceed with the video. So I have to look up what this one is called too. So we have Nisha, Telly, and Keisha sitting around the table. We find out that it's been weeks since Miss Telly gave the ultimatum. Now this is the thing, one thing I think about giving people advice and is, like, I feel like kind of Nisha kind of feel like she coming into you. If the people been doing something like they've been beating their children, and then they ask you, well, what should I do to hide the children's scars? You like, don't beat your children 6 weeks ago, but it's already 6 weeks. You know, it's kind of like she done gave a man an ultimatum, but so they're having a strategy session, and I feel like we should have had this what I'm trying to say is that Telly, I wish that Telly had a strategy session with as Mr. Man, Ladybug, there was an old woman sitting under a tree. DJ Q. Dang, I'm blanking on your name, sir. But you know, our favorite YouTube reviewer, I wish Telly had a conference call, some consultation with the old lady sitting under a tree before she started this relationship, before she got out here and started dating. Because I think, I think we in a twisted up situation, and it's a lot of so it's been weeks since her ultimatum. She says he's beating around the bush. There's been no conversation. Keisha is like, at some point you need to put your foot down. And Telly is like, I have been with him every day for 2.5 years. And Keisha is like, you have to be ready to boss up. I'm like, Keisha, are you ready? Okay. And then Telly is like, Deontay feels like he knows everything, but he's not ready for this punch I'm about to throw. I don't even feel like it's about throwing a punch at him. I feel like it's about throwing a punch at you, pulling up your big girl panties and doing what you need to do. Okay, so we got Kaylin, Kiera, Brandy Rhodes. We haven't met her so much, but she is a wrestler. We met her husband, so we did meet her because her husband is white. Kaylin, and they're updating. Kaylin is updating them on Fashion Week. Brandy is a wrestler. Her man's people are very Southern traditional, she says, and wonder why she works. She works with Ring of Honor. And she's excited to see what Atlanta thinks about her. She says, whatever market you go in, you never know what they're going to think till you get there. They could hate you. They could love you. They could boo you. They could kiss you. You don't know what to expect. So she's excited to see what Atlanta is going to think about her. Her husband, Cody, is the man, literally, because he's white, but also the man in the industry that she's climbing up in. So he's like well-established, popular, doing well, thriving. We see Kaylin and JJ is packing to go to DR. And Kaylin is like, why are you packing cute clothes? You don't need to be cute for any Dominican girl. And they are hoping he gets seen and picked up by some other team. It's an opportunity for him to show off JJ. Kaylin, she look a little different with no makeup on or with different types of makeup on, but she's crying and she's like, oh my gosh, are you going to be okay without me? I mean, maybe I shouldn't be trying to be a spokesmodel. I mean, he a grown man. Why wouldn't he be okay without her? I guess she's concerned about his depression. Okay, someone convinced, oh, that's what I wrote. Someone convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. I think what happened is I started seeing the previews about what was coming on, and I just was like, it just stressed me out. I just had a lot to say. This whole situation. So we see Kiera, but just remember that and know that just in general, yeah. Someone convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. You ain't convinced them if you force them to do something. Kiera, Nisha, Kaylin are checking out a place for a potential children's party. There's zip lining and a petting zoo. These are the wives. They all seem to be in supportive marriages. Kiera, Nisha, and Kaylin. We see Kiera and Harry are about to go to Nashville, and she says that she's lonely when she's in Nashville, and when they go, she's lonely. But I'm like, why is she lonely? They don't have other athletes' wives that she could make friends with real quick who are in the same situation? I don't know. But maybe she's one of these people who don't make friends real quick and easy, and she'd be like, I don't know them, so she just stay to herself with her babies. Brandy and Cody are doing a promotional photo shoot for Miss Brandy. She is the focus, and he's like a prop, and he's really excited. She talks about when they were dating or whatever, and he didn't even know she had all that body, yaddy, yaddy, because she always wore big clothes. And when he saw her boobies, he was really, really excited the first time that they had sex, and he was like, good for you. And see, that tells you something about how she dated him and how she interacted with him. It told me something. We're at a car place with luxury cars. Deontay and Telly are there. They have a black salesman. I always notice stuff like that. They're getting a new car for the baby. That's what Deontay says. And Kelly is like, I know what Deontay is doing. When he is sorry, he buys nice things. What are we doing here, Deontay? We can't play house forever. This is trying to distract me from the ring. Why don't you want to marry me? And then then Deontay is like, you gave me an ultimatum. What's the rush? And I'm like, rush? Y'all got a baby. Y'all been together for 2.5. I don't understand why that's a rush. But anyway, and she's like, stability. We're growing in cars. We got 10, 15 cars. Why can't we grow in our relationship? And Deontay is like, you're not going to be a baby mama. And then she's like, I am a baby mama without a ring. I am a baby mama. Don't you feel like it's time? Step up. And then, this whole badgering thing, this is me, I guess. This whole badgering someone into giving you a ring is stressing me out. I am not a fan of it at all. Nobody needs to be a desperado. Nobody. If he is not sold 2.5 years in, he is not sold. And she's the one who has been selling herself hard on all of the wonderful things that she has to offer. If he ain't bought, if he can't appreciate, if he don't want to snatch it up, he don't want to snatch it up. You need to keep moving. That's what I think. I think keep moving, and if he catch back up with you, cool. And if not, somebody way better is out there for you, sister girl. You gotta believe. You gotta believe. And you are out there for you. Don't like, oh, okay. So, if you force him to buy, he's going to have buyer's remorse. That's the other thing. When you force somebody to get married to you who don't want to be, it's just not good. It's not good. She's crying. Her heart is hurt, she says. It's a smack in her face. He knows she doesn't want to be a baby mama. And he's like, be patient. We are growing. It's at a snail's pace. Oh, you're not happy with the snail's pace? We see Harry practicing, and Kiera shows up. Andre is there, and Harry is getting ready for training camp. And Harry is like, I think, one thing I know is that I love my wife. I don't know what else he was saying, but he sure said that. And Kiera is excited to get back to Nashville. We're seeing they're happily married. Now, I don't know. Maybe this is like the after. Maybe this is like, maybe if she were to tell her story, she had to badger him and beg him and cry and plead and whine and do cartwheels and all of this stuff to get that man to marry her. But I've been married twice. I don't understand. I don't understand. I feel like these are highly desirable women to black men. Like, what is the... But yeah, I like to hear from some of these other women. You know, I think the wags that we tend to see on these shows are like the desperado wags, and the wags that have it more together, who, you know, we don't tend to see them on the shows because they, you know, they're not needy in that way. But I don't know. That's just my theory. We see Brandy at some kind of wrestling event for, you know, and Brandy is like, you know, I need to prove that I have the talent. I'm not just a pretty face. I'm not just Cody's wife. And then there are 4 women there to support her, Kaylin, Ariel, and 2 other women. And then Brandy is like, I've been building up for this. Now is the time to deliver. Now is the time to get in there and kick some butt. You know, she's a wrestler. And then we're at the event, and it's like a real like event. I'm not familiar with Ring of Honor, but it's like a real event. And the crowd goes nuts. Yay! They really like Brandy. We like Brandy so far. Hope and Sincerely, I guess, are the other 2 women there, and Kaylin. And I'm like, okay, so this is like the fake wrestling where they like pretend to, you know, this, they not really, that's the fake wrestling. Oh no, Brandy lost. And Kaylin thinks about Dolly Parton, she says. And what Dolly Parton would say is she want the rainbow, she got to deal with some rain. And then Brandy is also, you know, she's like, it was a physical loss, but I'm glad I stepped up and the fans are behind me. And I hope they stay behind me. I hope so too, girl. I hope so too. And then we see Telly at Kaylin's place, and she's trying to recreate the meal that the chef taught her. And Telly's hair is cute. Now, again, we got a wife and a non-wife. We got the non-wife who's like the expert chef who cooks extensive meals every day, and the wife who can't cook, but she's married. And then we see Kaylin, and Kaylin is like, you know, you cook good. You know, when is Deontay gonna marry you and, you know, give you a ring? And Telly is like, well, he took me to the car dealership. We got 10 cars. I want a ring. And I was crying and I was cussing him out. And then Kiera arrives and Keisha. And then, you know, the meal is prepared and put down, and we hear that the cornbread was not good, but that the salmon was good. So the child is learning. Kaylin is trying to learn to be a better cook. So I say kudos to you. It's always good to know how to prepare your own food, people. So Telly tells them about wanting the ring, and Kiera is like, don't want to ever hear you say that you're not good enough, because she's, oh, I don't know if, you know, I've just tried so hard, I worked so hard. She up there being a wife, she not married to the man. Get on my nerves. And then Kaylin is like, you're doing wifey level stuff. I don't know why he won't marry you. And Telly is like, maybe I should move out. And Kaylin is like, I don't think she should go to extreme moves and move out and give an ultimatum. I mean, it's so dangerous. What if he's ring shopping? I'm like, if he ring shopping, I guess I just don't. That's probably why I'm just not cut out to be this kind of wag. Because I'd be like, Negro, I mean, I don't have time. I don't even know how she got in this situation, because I feel like when you start dating someone where, you know, where do you see yourself in 5 years? What do you know, this is my value system. But the thing about it is you say you don't want to be a baby mama, but you're not putting the action behind those words. You say you don't want to be a baby mama, but you have an unprotected sex with a man that you're not married to. So your actions are saying you do want to be a baby mama to me. And I don't know what they're saying to your baby's daddy, but that's what they're saying to me. We have a road trip from Atlanta to Nashville, and Kiera greets the group of women who have come up, Telly and Kaylin, Nisha, and somebody else. It's not Kiera, but they're there to come to the game. The ladies, they go and they learn line dancing. They have a cute little activity, and Kiera and Kaylin, being professional dancers, they figure they have it on lock. And then Nisha does well, and then Telly is having an anxiety attack because she's not engaged, but she had fun in the class though. The ladies are out on the town at a bar called The Stage. They're line dancing, and Kiera and a guy have a line dance battle. It's cute. It's fun. It's, you know, they look good. Then we're at Harry's game, and it makes Kaylin sad because she might never have her and JJ's kid at a game in a baseball jersey. She sees a little kid there in a baseball jersey, and she's like, oh, I might never have that, because she doesn't have any children yet. So then we see the group out eating, Kiera and Harry and his brother and Kaylin and Telly and Nisha. And then Kaylin is talking about the sadness at not having a child in a jersey. And how JJ would be an amazing dad. And now she knows what she's missing and what she's depriving JJ of. And then the table comforts Kaylin. She dabs away tears. I've just been such an awful person because I didn't have kids, and I don't know why I didn't. Maybe this is the time for you to have kids. If it didn't come to you before and now it came to you now, just go on and have the kids, girl. You married. And then Kiera and Telly are telling Harry about Telly and Deontay and the ultimatum. And, you know, they're like, we want to get a man's take. And then Harry is like, you can't do that to a man. Everything is timing. And then somebody is like, well, should she move out? And Nisha is like, well, she gave him an ultimatum, so she going to have to take action now. And, you know, not to force his hand, but to figure out for herself. I agree, Nisha. I agree. And she should have figured out for herself before. I don't even think you need to give somebody an ultimatum in words. Just give an ultimatum in action, meaning have a standard. Have, this is what I will do and this is what I won't do. You know, if your value system, if your desire is to be a wife, then, you know, there are certain actions that are in alignment with that. And if your desire is, you know, like, and so I just feel like, you know, for yourself, take actions that are in alignment with what you want. If it's cool for you to be with somebody for 5 years and not be married, don't let nobody pressure you into trying to want to be married if that's not what you want, you know. But if you want to be married, then I feel like, you know, I don't even know quite how to put it into words, but I feel like your actions have to line up for you with what it is that you desire. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to be a wife or not wanting to be a wife. And every man is not going to be the right man for you. That's like as a salesperson. Everybody, I can show, look, this is Mary Kay, this is Angela, this is what I have to offer. It's not going to be for everybody. It's like when I was dating, some people I dated, they, you know, we were a match. Some people we weren't. Some people like me more than I like them. Some people I like them more than they like me. I mean, but you don't be a desperado, girl. Oh, okay. And then Harry is like, well, listen to me. Wait, stay. It's all in God's time, you know. So I don't know if Harry had a conversation with the man and he know that he ring shopping. And I feel like it's a half a year too late, really. But anyway, I mean, not too late, but yeah, I wrote down, I don't believe in no ultimatum. I do believe in walking in your truth. Let your actions speak to those whose vibration is in alignment. And then I'm like, well, maybe Harry's ring shopping with Deontay, but I already said that. But that was WAGS Atlanta. I like, now the women on this show I actually like, just like on WAGS Miami, I like those women. The original WAGS, I couldn't find anybody that I liked. So I actually like, I want the best for Telly. I'm not mad at her. I understand, you know, sometimes you just find yourself in a situation, but because like I feel like you have to be courageous. I want you to be courageous. I want you to like stand in your truth. And let him stand in his truth. He may not be the one. He may not be ready. That's cool too. That don't make him a bad dude. That don't make him, that just means y'all, it ain't a match. You understand? I gotta go. My food has been in the oven for 8 hours. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Today is the best day ever. You are the #1 stunner. So be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Be you. Be fabulous.